Hey guys, welcome to the Weymouthers podcast. I'm Em at Virga on Twitter.
And I'm Rachel at Happily Smythe on Twitter.
There's been a lot that's happened in the league since we last recorded.
It's been about a week. Sorry.
Yeah.
The last episode came out a few days late, like a day or two late, because Rachel was busy and couldn't edit it in time.
But it's okay. It's okay.
It's all right.
She's forgiven for now.
For now.
For now.
Rachel got sick. So Rachel's gonna cough a lot.
Rachel's actually dying and I'm forcing her here.
I've been diagnosed with dying.
It's an official diagnosis.
It is.
All right, so the first game since we recorded was when we played the Habs.
Oh, yeah.
That was a hell of a game.
What a game. What a fucking game.
We had a 9-goal game. It was 9-4. Danton Heinen a hat trick.
Crazy.
Danton Heinen hat trick.
There's the card, guys. I know Hattie. Like, I had two types of Hatties in that game. If fucking Freddie would have just stepped it up. Actually, he won. He got chance after chance.
Chance after chance, he just failed.
Never got them.
But the game, it started out back and forth. The first couple periods were very back and forth. The third period, we took off.
Good. I hate the Habs.
Real.
Good. I'm glad.
I'm glad.
So glad. Guys, what? Slavkovsky is so hot. Like, I can't. It's hot. Like, guys, you shouldn't have to hear me out. Like, look at him. He is beautiful.
You shouldn't have to hear me out.
He is beautiful. Like, hold on.
Are you pulling up a photo? They're not going to be able to see it.
I know, but you are.
You've sent me photos of him. I know what he looks like.
I know, but like I just need to like get the visual going, you know? This is like his hockey headshot, which is like, you know, the worst thing ever. But look, he's so beautiful. Like, he's so pretty. Guys, during the anthem, I saw him and I was like, oh my god. Anyway, I hate the Habs.
All right, and then the next game we played the Jets, and I thought we were gonna lose because
I thought
we lost.
For sure,
we lost bad last time. We didn't. We won. We won, and it was honestly another slay of a game.
It was pretty good.
Sway made some beautiful saves.
He went for it.
He went for it once again. And the Jets had not allowed more than 2 goals in. For a hot second, and we scored 4 on them. So we played very well.
We did. Which was shocking because
Usually when we play good teams, we act like they're bad teams. Which leads us into our next game.
Yeah.
So yesterday was the Canes game. We're recording this on the 25th.
Yeah.
I think the 25th. So this is before the game tonight.
This is before the game tonight.
Against the Senators. So
Brady!
Who knows? Who knows?
Love Brady.
Who knows how that'll go? But the Canes game was kind of a hot mess.
First period, we weren't too bad. We could have shaped up. It was like okay.
We were down 1-0. We've come back before.
It was like room for improvement. We'll be fine.
Yeah.
Second period, we fell asleep and have never skated.
We were just
NHL.
We were just standing there.
Literally, we were just standing there. Like on their power play, we stood there.
Like I saw a tweet saying that they were Sims.
Yeah.
And they were waiting to be fed.
Literally, they were hungry Sims.
Sorry, I just noticed another piece of my hair that kind of fell straight because I actually curled my hair today. Anyways.
Yeah. Okay. It's like me when my controller dies in Chell. Like,
literally, why does this keep happening? This is not the first time it's happened.
Yeah. And then third period came around.
The third period, and Brad Marchand popped pussy as he does. When the rest of his team is not playing good, he's like, okay, is no one else gonna fucking play? I guess I'll do it myself.
And you know who set him up for both of those?
You know who set him up for both of those?
Trent Frederick, number 11, that set him up for both of those.
Damn right he did.
I put the jersey on because I forgot to fulfill the prophecy. That's why we lost. Because I didn't have it for the whole game. But that's why we popped pussy in the third. Because I was doing the third.
Yeah.
Couldn't get
and
the whole game.
We also lost because I have a David Pasternak jersey, and I hadn't worn it in so long because this thing is cursed. We have not won a single game.
That's why I haven't worn mine.
But it's been so long since I wore it, and I kind of low-key forgot. And then I had it on the first two periods, and then we were all talking in the group chats about our superstitions, starting with your Trent Frederick jersey, and then everyone else talking about theirs. I was like, oh, fuck. I need to take off this jersey. And I took it off, and Brad Marchand scored 2 goals, but I still had it on the whole day, and the first 2 periods, and so it wasn't quite enough. The bad juju was still there, but it helped a little bit.
We got a somewhat comeback in the third, so it wasn't.
We did. We were tied until the Ford F-150 Final 5.
Which is everyone's favorite part of the game.
Everyone's favorite part of the game. My heart doesn't beat 20 times faster during the Ford F-150 Final 5. And it beats hard for that exact reason that happened. Because they scored a semi-last minute goal.
Who does that? Like Oli. Like, I don't usually...
Oli slowed it down so much because you saw it just, like, slow motion go into the back of the net.
It's not often that I, like, blame our goalies because usually it's not their fault, but, like, he probably should have had that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he definitely...
But also our defense should have fucking done something.
Doing what they were doing. So, like, it's a team effort loss.
Yeah.
Speaking of David Pasternak, going back to your jersey thing, did he play last night?
I can't confirm or deny if he did or not.
I don't know. It sure as hell didn't seem like it.
I don't...
Was he?
I don't remember him making much of an impact yesterday, so I don't know if he was there or not.
If not negative. Because...
it was...
yes.
He's going through... He had his high, and now he's going back through one of his lows, and he'll be right back. He's doing what David Pasternak does, but I just beg of him to stop.
Stop doing that.
Just stop doing that.
That's the difference between a good and a great player is consistency. And if you can't be consistent, and it's not even like he's just inconsistent, like Jake DeBrusk inconsistent, where like he'll just have a drought. No, Pasternak will play horribly for like a game or two and cost us a game or two, and then come back and be fine. DeBrusk will just like be invisible for like however long, and then come back and he's a star again. Which actually he's been pretty good. He's actually been good.
He's been very good recently.
Our inconsistent players have been consistent. 11.
Guys, we're Trent Frederick lovers on this podcast.
I'm so glad. We love Trent Frederick on this podcast.
But the Bruins last few games were pretty good overall. Yeah. We had a 4-game win streak, and then obviously the Canes. But I see us winning tonight simply because of how bad the Senators are. But also, it could go either way because we also lost to the Blue Jackets. So
they'll play up. If they're playing the Bruins, they're gonna play up.
So who knows, really?
Speaking of Blue Jackets, we played Martin.
We did play Martin again, and we lost.
Martin?
Again.
I've seen
Is the only person we can score on Martin fucking Brad Marchand?
I guess.
Martin is in the Garden, and then the only person that can score on him is Brad Marchand.
No, but literally, I always see like Blue Jackets fans talking about him saying like, "Oh, he's not good," like blah blah. I'm
He was making good saves last
like
night.
he looks like a consistent goalie. I really just think it's a skill issue with the rest of your team.
I think it was the fact that he was playing for the Columbus Blue Jackets that made him
Yeah,
look terrible.
no, exactly, because the Canes aren't a great team, but their forecheck is deep, and that's why we lost to them. So
Yeah.
if you have a good team in front of you, you're gonna play better. Like goalie. But like also if
Who would have thought?
you aren't like a complete all-star goalie,
I
and
wonder.
you have
I wonder.
like an average team in front of you, you're also gonna look average.
Yeah.
Like our goalie, we're so lucky that our goalies are as good as they are because they don't look average
Yeah.
with the way that we play. We should not have lost that game by 1 point last night.
Yeah. If we had a normal goalie, we would have lost by a whole lot more. And we were outshot the entire game.
It was horrible.
It was so bad.
But anyway.
In other words, so before I get into what happened not too long ago, I'll just talk about something else that happened in the league. Corey Perry signed with the Oilers.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Okay.
and we still don't know the full extent of
What
what he did. Like, we know, like, somewhat, but I mean, Oilers would be the team to sign him.
Yeah.
It's just, I wouldn't want someone with that, like, history on my team.
Connor
But
McDavid,
that's just me.
lock your windows.
Connor McDavid,
Call your mom
buy a
every
new
night.
house for your
Call
mom.
your mom every night, Connor. He's coming for you.
He's coming for your mother.
Coming for your mother. Or is your mother coming for
Oh! Whoa! Oh no! Whoa!
Anyway.
Anyways, okay, so now we're going to get into the World Junior Canadian team 2018.
Bit of a serious topic.
A very serious topic.
Mood switch.
So, for those of you, okay, so this investigation has been going on for about a year now, where there's a sexual assault case that they've been digging into against players on the 2018 World Junior Champion Canada team. And so on Sunday, Flames forward Dylan Dubé, I think it's Dubé, I think that's how you pronounce it, he went on a leave of absence for mental health reasons, is what the Flames said. That's the official statement they released.
At the time, it was like, oh, all right, whatever.
Yeah. And then on Tuesday, Flyers goalie Carter Hart went on a leave of absence for personal reasons. And this is where we started to get a little suspicious of Dylan Dubé, because both Hart and Dubé were on the 2018 team, and we have long known about the case because it's been out for about a year now. And then Wednesday morning, pretty much as soon as I woke up, there was talks about it, and more just kept getting out as I was getting ready that morning. It is announced that 5 players from the World Juniors team were told to report themselves to the London, Ontario Police Department. And then
players have since.
Yeah, Formanton, who played in the Swiss League over in Europe, was granted a leave of absence and was told to go to Canada. He also played on the 2018 team. And then, so that day, Michael McLeod and Cal Foote from the New Jersey Devils were not at practice. And then later on that day, they were also put on an indefinite leave of absence. And they were also both on the team in 2018. So at this point in time, this week we've had 5 players. I am not going to say that these are the 5 players.
Yeah.
It like Dylan Dubé,
there were 8 people involved.
Dylan Dubé could have actually been on a thing for mental health reasons, and it was a crazy coincidence. I'm not going to speculate. I'm just saying all of these things happened. All of them were on the 2018 team. I do want to note, though, that there were 8 people named in the original lawsuit. I saw a tweet. That's what I'm getting and pulling up right now. I bookmarked it. And it was like an official. Okay, so a player on Canada's 2018 World Juniors hockey team who was present in a London, Ontario hotel room at the time of the alleged sexual assault told police during their initial investigation that he was not a participant in what transpired and left the room unsure of what he had witnessed, the player's agent told TSN in an interview. My guy got a text from one of his teammates that there was a party going on with pizza, so we went up to the room, the agent said. He did not know how to process what was going on when he saw what was happening in the room. He did not know if this was consensual group sex or if it was a sexual assault. It is true that he did not intervene and say stop. You can judge him for not intervening. What would you do in the same situation when you were a teenager? Is this something he should lose his career and reputation over? The agent who requested anonymity, I don't know if I said that correctly, but to protect the identity of his client, said the player left the room after about 10 minutes.
I wouldn't put it in the same category as the people doing it, but it's definitely
no.
To warrant.
They still need like reprimanded, but in a different way.
But we'll talk about it again whenever something else comes up. Whenever that is.
Yeah, however long it takes for more information to come out.
But we're probably not going to talk about it again until
like we finally get more news.
Didn't really go too much into like what actually happened because don't feel like talking about that.
Yeah.
Also, I don't want to speculate anything.
Yeah.
That's also
I don't want to put words like out there that are not factually true. I don't want to like say things that are just like rumors. Yeah. I want to put out facts.
Yeah.
I made sure to research all of this stuff, put it all down. This is something that needs to be taken seriously. So I made sure, like,
exactly.
I just don't want to add more.
Yeah. Anyway.
Next topic.
Rachel went to Bruins practice on Tuesday.
Whoa. I've never been more jealous of you, but also have never been more happy for you.
Rachel has not recovered. I will let you know that. I'm not over it. I don't know if I'll ever be over it. But my aunt is very good luck. So let me just tell the story. So I was supposed to go with my aunt to a restaurant that had like a bar. So like a sports bar or something. Sit at like a high top and we were gonna go watch a game. We were actually gonna watch the Habs game. That was originally when we were supposed to go. But then she had to go out that night and like do actual things with actual people and not me. Which I was fine with.
But Rachel's not an actual person.
I'm not an actual person. I'm fake. But anyway. So she was like, why don't you find a day that the Bruins have practice? I'll put in for the day off of work. You can take the day off of school and we'll go. And I was like, okay. So I'm looking at Warrior. And I texted her and I said, the Bruins have practice on Tuesday. And that was last week. And she was like, okay. And then like 10 minutes later, she's like, all right, I took the day off. We're all set to go. And I was like, okay, great, wonderful. So then I told her how everything works because she doesn't know how everything works. Um, and I was like, I will take you everywhere. All you have to do once we get there is follow me. I already know what to do. She was like, great. So then Friday night, my Freddy jersey arrived. Um, oh, wow. It's beautiful. I love it. I really do. I like literally saw it and I like screamed. Uh, top 10 life moments. Anyway,
Top 10 life
I was
moments.
very excited because I wanted to wear it to practice. So then I was able to. So Tuesday, my aunt and I got breakfast and we went. And they actually moved it to 11:30, which was good because we would not have been ready by 11:30. I mean, by 11. So we got there at about 11. And literally from the second we got out of the car, I took the wheel. Like I was leading her. I was like, literally just follow me. So I walked her to Warrior, which was like right across the street. That's where the parking garage is. And we went in and I found us seats. We were kind of like in the bubble, not in the bubble, but like behind like the bubble. So you couldn't really, your view was a little bit obstructed, but it was the first row. So I could see perfectly both benches. Practice was great. It was really good. Um, don't have much to say on the matter. I had to explain a lot of things to my aunt because she's like a little bit clueless. She doesn't really know a lot of the players.
She's a little bit clueless.
She doesn't know the players. So I had to explain a lot to her, but it was very fun. And I got a lot of videos and they're wonderful. I got some reaction pictures that are just the players making faces. Um,
The story behind one of the videos.
there is a story behind. So there's a video of Sway that I got where there was this little girl that was standing behind the glass and she had a Swayman jersey. She was holding it up so he could see it. And he saw it. He saw it at the beginning of practice. Like when he was like adjusting his equipment and stuff. So then towards the end, he came over and he had a puck in his glove. And he went to throw it over. And it missed. So he just like followed it down and just kind of stared at it with like this like look on his face, like he was disgusted. Like
He was utterly disgusted with himself that
he was like, I can't believe I just missed that. Like
It's the funniest fucking video I've ever
picture.
seen.
It's such a funny picture, dude. Also Grizz, he flipped a puck up and it almost hit the cameraman. So he like covered his mouth and was like his eyes like shot open and he like keeled over laughing and there's like half of a video of him like coming back up and he was like waving at him like, oh sorry. And that was so funny. And Geeky did this thing when he came on the ice. He like threw his head back and like it was really weird.
I kept calling it his O face.
Yeah, it was something. That was for sure. But anyway, that was practice. Practice was practice. I don't really need to like elaborate. Um, then after practice, me and my aunt are walking back. We're about to go up the stairs, and I look up, and I went, and my mom and my aunt was like, "What?" And I was like, "Ken's here." As you guys know, Ken is my best friend. So I was like, "Oh my God." So when we went up, we were just kind of like sitting there and like talking, me and my aunt. And, like Ken was like talking to someone. And then I look over. There were these people that were like next to us, like on like the overlook thing, and they were Czech. And I look over and Jacob Lauko like approaches them and I was like, "Oh, hi, like, and
Normal.
normal. And I kept talking to my aunt, and then the guy, or like the husband, dad, whatever, comes over and he's like, "Can you take a picture?" And I was like, "Why, of course I can." So I go over and I take pictures of them with Lauco. And I was like, "Oh, do you want it the other way?" I was like, "A mother." And they were like, "Oh yeah." And then I gave him a thumbs up, and Laux like smiled at me, and I was like, "Anytime." Uh, so that was interesting. Then I went back to my aunt, and my aunt had no idea what just happened because she doesn't even know who Lauco is. I was just like, "Wow, that was okay." And then, so we're standing there, keep talking, and then Ken stops talking to who he was talking to, and my aunt goes, "Ken," and and he like turned around. She was like, "Do you remember this lovely young lady?" And he, y'all, and he goes, "Why, of course I do." And he comes up, guys. I'm so serious. He comes over, puts his arm out, and gives me a hug and says, "How you doing, kiddo?"
I feel faint.
You guys almost buckled. Like I was like, "Oh my god!" Like he's so sweet. Like I just cannot. Like he is just so sweet. Like I can't even fathom it. But anyway, he remembered my dad too. And so we were just talking to him um for a little bit. And then my aunt was telling him about how she works at Bauer and he was like so intrigued. Like it was so cute. He just kept asking her questions and he was like talking about like all the different like equipment that Sway went through like through the years and stuff and like it was like this whole thing. So cute. And my aunt brought up All Stars and he was like, "I'm going," and it was so cute. My God.
So we have insider information. Hinsoyman is going to the All-Star game.
I didn't do that. Yeah, he was talking about that. And it was, oh my God, like he was just like so proud, like you could just tell. And he was like, we weren't sure if that was what was gonna happen at first. And I literally looked at him and I was like, I know.
I got him there.
I literally told him, I was like, I mass voted him. Like,
Same.
we all knew. I was like, all the fans, we all knew. We knew.
We've been new.
We've been new. um, but anyway, so then my aunt was like, "Can she take a picture with you?" And he was like, "Oh yeah, sure, of course." And then he was like, "I kind of look all like right now because like he didn't have a hat on or anything." I was like, "No, it's fine, it's fine." And then he took a picture, and then I like sat back down, and then he brought up Bauer again to my aunt. It was so cute. He was like so interested, and then we like wrapped it up, whatever. And then we said bye, and he said he hopes to see me again. I love that man, you guys. I love Ken Swayman. He is so sweet. Like he is such a doll. I love him. So anyway, then I direct my aunt to New Balance, which is where all the fun happens, obviously. Uh, so we got there at like 12:50, and we left there at like 2. So anyway, that's neither here nor there. Needless to say, I was cold, but we got there. We were
At
standing.
least it wasn't raining again.
Yeah, definitely not. That was good. It wasn't that cold either. It was just kind of windy. That's why. But there were a couple kids there. There was like this like these like ladies that had like their kids, and they were very persistent kids, which honestly is like a good thing. You want people to stop. So first person that stopped was Carlo, which is crazy because I've personally never seen him stop, but usually he would just like wave and keep driving. But he stopped. So I was like, oh, that's sick. So, I went over took the picture. I just asked for a picture. I didn't get like a signature or anything. I didn't have anything for him to sign. And that was that. Turn around. I literally turn around. Whose car stopped? Jim Montgomery?
Monty!
Literally, like I looked over and I saw that another car was stopped. And I was like, huh? And then I heard one of the ladies go, say thank you to Coach Montgomery. And I was like, oh my God. And I whipped over to the other side and I was just waiting. And then I got up there and I was like, can I just have a picture? And he was like, yeah, of course. And what, dude, he held up that thumbs up. I was literally dying. I was like, oh my God, he's so cute. Like, I love him. I love him. Oh my God. I love.
I'm still standing strong that you should have showed him the edit of
you know,
Help I'm such content, yes.
Help I'm so content, yes. But yeah, so that was cool. I turned around again. Like it was like 3 in one go. I turn around, Matt Patra's driving. Funny thing about Potsy though is that he was crawling. He was crawling. And these kids, they weren't gonna let him go. Okay? They were like right up against his car. So finally comes to a halt. And he rolled down the window and I could just tell he was just like like he definitely did not want to stop. But like what are you gonna do in that situation at that point?
Run the kids over.
Well, okay, because like the thing is with him is like he's literally a kid. Like he's also 19 years old. He has better things to do than to like stop and like sign a bunch of stuff and like whatever. He's not like the older guys who are like used to it. He's also a kid. But he did it anyway. And I finally got a real picture with him. I love him. He's so cute. Him and his little pink water bottle. And his Quebec plates. Courtesy of Phil.
Courtesy of Phil.
So then I went back over. My aunt was like, oh, what's that? And I told her, I was like, Carlo, Montgomery, and Patra. And she was like, oh. And I was like, yeah. And not gonna lie, after that, I was like, that's probably all I'm gonna get today. Because, you know, I was like, that was like 3 people. That's like, especially in one go, that's like rare. Not true. A light gray Porsche stops. Pavazaka. I was like, oh, bet. So I walked over. My aunt actually came with me that time. And when I got up to the window, my aunt gushed about how nice his car was and said thank you. And I literally just, at that point, I was like, no, you know what? I want signatures. Fuck this. So I whipped out my notebook and I went to like a blank page and just had him sign a blank page. And then I took the picture with him. And my aunt was like, have a good time, honey. He was like, oh, thank you, too. And then he drove away. And then a couple minutes later, like black, like a very dark gray Porsche, similar to Paz, stops. Kevin
Shaddy!
I got shat on.
I love how the only 2 reactions I've done this were the 2 bald men.
No, literally. Guys, he's the human embodiment of a teddy bear. He's so sweet. Like, he's so cute. Like, literally, these kids in front of us had like hockey sticks that people were getting, or people that were signing them. Oh my God. And one of them was CCM and one of them was Warrior. And so my aunt was like standing with me. She goes, those aren't Bauer. Because she works at Bauer. And then she said, she was like, because I work at Bauer. And then we get up to the window and Shaddy goes, I use Bauer. Like, he's just so nice. So cute. I had him sign my paper. Guys, insert photo here for YouTube. Kevin Shattenkirk's signature
is the prettiest fucking thing I've ever seen.
Hang it in the Louvre. It's so gorgeous. Like,
can't say the same for Trent Frederick.
No, but we'll get there. Literally, Chef's signature is actually so beautiful. Like, Chef's kiss, like, wow. 10 out of 10. 11 out of 10. 12 out of
100.
Like,
it was so good.
It was that good. Anyway. So yeah, he was really sweet. Who was next? You might ask. Jeremy Swayman was next. You guys. You guys. I met Jeremy Swayman. So Sway, wow, I like couldn't believe it. Like I was standing, I was waiting my turn. Kids go before me because I'm nice. And I was just looking at him, I was like, oh my god, like he's gonna talk to me, like this is not real, this is real. And it was. So I pulled out my goalie hug drawing.
That previously signed by Linus Ullmark.
Previously signed by Linus Ullmark, and I've been waiting and waiting and waiting for the second one. And he looks at me, and I was like, oh my god. And I was like, I just opened with, I drew you and Ollie doing the goalie hug. And I just handed it to him with the marker. I didn't even ask him to sign it. I just handed it to him. like I was like, I hope you know what to do.
Because I'm too short to speak.
Like, I mean, Linus was also there, so I feel like he could get the
He'd get the gist.
But then he takes it, and he said it was beautiful, and that he loved it. You
guys, the amount of times I had her rewind the video and play it back so I could hear him say, "This is beautiful."
So then I was like, oh my god, thank you. And then my aunt loves to yap. So she was like, you're her favorite. And he was like, that's amazing. And I was like, you're amazing. And then Ken was in the passenger seat. And when he saw me before I got up and it was my turn, he said hi and waved to me. And so Ken in the passenger seat while Jeremy was signing it was like, she is good. And I was like, I was like, oh my god.
Like, it's the best thing ever to get like compliments on your art, but to get compliments on your art from the person who you drew,
that's
like peak.
So then he gave it back to me and he said, this is amazing. You guys,
I gouged my eyes out right there with the Sharpie.
I literally, and then I was like, can I get a picture? He was like, of course. And I was like, oh god. And then I took a picture and he looked so beautiful in it. Like, I cannot even. Oh my god. Took a picture with him. And then I said thank you. And I said bye to him and bye to Ken. And then I almost died right then and there. The second I walked away, I almost died. Costa was actually behind him in his Lambo. But he didn't sign it. But I did see him a little bit. He like rolled down his window like a crack to tell people.
Of course he did, that pretentious cunt.
I missed it because I was still talking to Sway. But anyway. So then, not even like 30 seconds later, this like Dodge Ram like stops. And I was like, this is probably just another rando. Because a lot of actual people park in that garage, so they'll like pass by and like look it up.
Actual people, proving once again hockey players are not people.
Neither am I. But anyway. But then the window rolls down and I was like, that's a player? So I walk over and Morgan Geeky? You guys, I almost shit myself. Like, I almost got shat on by myself.
I
It was not
so
okay. Like, you guys know how I feel about Morgan Gigi. So I walked up and he signed the blank sheet again next to Shaddy's, and I took the picture with him. And oh my god, he is so beautiful. That's all I have to say. Like that man is gorgeous.
Gorgina.
Gorgeous specimen, Morgan Gigi. But anyway, he drove away. I took extra pictures of him because I was so shocked by his
You were just
yeah, and then I went up to my aunt and I was like, "You are good luck, dude.
you
I
better come to every practice.
I said I'm taking you everywhere with me." And I went everywhere. So then, who better than Charlie Coyle Weymouth to stop? Insert
You
puck.
know what time it is, ladies and gentlemen.
Time for the puck.
Time for the puck.
Who better than Charlie Coyle Weymouth to stop? And my aunt was like, "Show him the drawing again," and I was like, "But he already signed it." And she was like, "Just show him." I was like, "Okay." So I took out the drawing, and we got up to the thing, and she was like, "Do you remember this?" And I was like, "I'm so sorry." Like she's making me, and I held it up, and he was like, "Of course I remember that." And I was like, like I like the Charlie Coyle Weymouth. Like
Next time you meet him, you got to tell him how much of an icon he is. Twitter.
I
Now.
do, and oh my God,
You got to let him know about the Weymouthers. Not only the
I do.
podcast, but his
Come
devout
on?
fans.
You want to come on?
You want to come on the pod?
Want to come on the pod, Charlie? But anyway, he was like, "That is just so amazing," and like he just kept complimenting it again. I was like, "Please, Charlie, like I can't take this." Like I like he's so nice, and like we were kind of talking to him a little bit before we actually got up, and it was like my turn. But like that, like he is just such a gentleman. Like he is a gem. Like truly, we do not deserve him. He is just so. I love him. But anyway, I took a picture with him. Super sweet. And then we said bye and walked away. And then I start to lose hope because I start getting freezing. And when I say freezing, I mean like a couple other players like drove by and like waved. But there was this other kid that was with us. At this point, all the other kids cleared. It was just me, my aunt, and this other kid that was there. That was probably he was probably like around my age, maybe like a little bit older than me. And so the three of us were the only people left, and we were standing there. The three of us were freezing our asses off. I couldn't feel my fingers or my toes. I couldn't move my fingers or my toes because I was so cold. And we were just sitting there. I was talking to the kid. My aunt was kind of like in La La Land, but I was talking to the kid. And um, I don't know how much time went by. I can actually check between the
The time between photos.
two pictures. 124 and 154. 30 minutes went by of us just sitting there waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. And then finally, a dark gray SUV, as described to me by the wonderful Madison, pulls out of Warrior. And I look at the kid, I'm like, "Oh, here's another random person to like taunt me." But then
To taunt me.
yeah. But then the turn to signal goes on. And I'm like, "Oh my God." What's happening? Turn signal goes on. There's two sidewalks at New Balance. There's like the one that's up against the building, and then the one that is like next to like the train station, which is the side that I was on, which was on the driver's side. But this car turn signal goes on and like pulls up on the other side, like the side against the building. So then it's just kind of sitting there, and the tent is really like dark, so you can't like see in. really. It's just like silhouettes. But I a little bit of hope has been instilled into me at this point because the car has stopped and then the window starts to roll down and I am being pointed at to go stand over by the other sidewalk where the train station is. So I scurry my little ass over, and the car pulls up next to me, and I am face to face with Trent Frederick.
While in your Trent Frederick jersey.
While in my Trent Frederick jersey, he did stop for me. Oh my god. I cannot express to you how happy I was to see that man. Like, I was standing there for 30 minutes in pain. Like, I mean, an hour granted because like everyone else, but those 30 minutes might have been the slowest 30 minutes of my life. Of just sitting there praying that it's not some random. Cam Neely drove by though,
Oh,
which is pretty cool, I guess. But anyway.
yeah.
But so anyway, I see Trent in his little beanie. And I was like, I was like, and then this is where I started to kind of like lose a little bit of my cool at this point because I was just over the moon that I got to leave after this. But I was like, hi, oh my god. And he was like, hi. And his wonderful, wonderful voice of his, he was like, hi. And then he like coughed, which was really cute. And then I looked past him and like Derek Forbert is in the passenger seat. And I'm like, Derek Forbert with
My favorite NPC.
with Trent Frederick? Okay, get it, I guess. But I said hi, and he said hi back, and he waved, and I waved. And then I looked back at Freddie, and I was like, "Can you sign my jersey?" And he was like, "Yeah, yeah, of course." So I gave him the marker, and I turned around, and I leaned up against his definitely expensive car, and I was like on my toes. And then he was like, "Do you mind if I pull the jersey up a little?" And I was yeah, 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 sure, of course. And so he like pulls it up, and like at this point, like I can't even handle it anymore because like I can feel his hand like on my shoulder, and I was like, and so my aunt was kind of helping him flatten out the jersey, and he was signing it, his wonderful little signature that he got going.
I don't know if wonderful is the word I would use to describe whatever the fuck is on your jersey.
Wonderfully unique.
Wonderfully unique.
And he was like, "Sorry, it's taking so long," and I was like, "No, it's okay. Take your time." And then he finished, and and I turned back around, and I was like, "Thank you," and I was like, "Can I take a picture?" And he was like, "Yeah, sure, of course." So I took the picture, and he looks absolutely precious, and I will never shut up about how amazing he looks in that picture.
It's literally the cutest photo I've ever seen of him ever.
This perfectly encapsulates him. Like in a lot of like the other pictures, like he's kind of just like he'll just be like smiling or like leaning over, but like in this one specifically, like he just looks like slightly awkward but still like cute, and that's just like it just it perfectly encapsulates him. And I was like, "Thank you," and I waved bye to Forbes. I wanted to take a picture with him, but the kid that was with us took a picture with him after me because he knew damn well that he was not going before me. So that was that. I wanted a picture with Forbes, but I didn't want to hold them up because it was already late. They came out like really late. Yeah. And then my life was complete. And that was my day. That was my experience of practice. And then my aunt and I like went out after and I like literally like I woke up yesterday and the first thing I thought of was, oh my god, I meant Trent Frederick. Like And then I was like, oh my God, I met Jeremy Swayman. And then like my mind just
Oh my God, I met Morgan Kinky.
no, like it just kept spiraling. It was like all over the place. Like it was top 5 life moments.
Real.
It was wonderful. And I yeah. Go to Bruins practice if you can, guys. 10 out of 10 would recommend.
I was like, as soon as she like sent me some of the photos, I was like, I'll walk my ass to Boston right fucking now.
It is so, it's free. I mean, parking, you have to pay for parking, but if like someone like drops you off or whatever, it's literally free. You can just walk right in. Like I
That's like so crazy to me. I want to like just like being able to like watch them practice is so cool.
literally like the building when you go in the elevator and there's literally a sign that says Bruins practice on level 3.
They know what we're trying to get.
No. And it was
because like the amount that I've seen of Inside of Warrior just from like behind the B, and then you actually like get to be there. It's just
practice, in my personal opinion, is maybe not like more fun, but it's like better than the game because
it's a lot more intimate.
It's more personal, it's more intimate. You're right there. You could hear things, like you could hear like Monty like directing them, like, and you could see like all the behind the scenes, which is really interesting. And
like I just love like the sport as a whole, and like seeing like how Monty like coaches them and like how they do their practices. Like all that stuff is so intriguing to me.
And it's so fun to like see it, like, because when you're like watching from like a TV,
and then they all get to have fun.
When you're watching from like a TV or from like the nosebleeds or even from like the lower bowl, because the ice is so big, you don't realize how fast they're going. But when you are sitting right in front of them on a small rink, oh my God, you guys. Whipping around. I'm like, dude, I can't even get on skates. Like, I can't stand on skates without falling. It's insane. It's so fun. And then you get to meet them if you're lucky. Some people are not as lucky, like me the first time. But yeah, it was like, oh my God. That's it. That's it. Literally just, oh my God.
All right, question time now.
Yeah.
We have 7 today.
Cool.
So the first question is from Bex.
Hey.
I really like this question. Love how Don Cherry is such a jackass that we've collectively decided a cornball of a Czech kid, I say this with all the love in my heart for Laux, is more deserving of the nickname of Rapes. And I just think that's so real.
It literally is. That's like so good.
Who else than Lauco?
Who else other than Jacob Lauco?
He's also spreading the grape epidemic.
Oh,
he spread it to Charlie Coyle.
They're talking. All of the Bruins are talking about it like it's like some hardcore drug.
It's a gateway drug.
It's literally great.
Grapes, marijuana, same thing.
Same thing. Same color, because he only eats green. Literally said wrong color.
Wrong color.
In a tweet.
I mean, he's so real for that, because purple grapes are fucking nasty as shit.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, so the next one is from Madison at Mads11 Frederick. Who's your favorite in the group chat? So we have this big group chat with a whole bunch of people in it.
Called Swayman? Well, it was originally called Swayman's Girlies.
And then it was called Swayman
and Frederick's
Girlies. And now it's called Swayman and Frederick and Lauco's Girlies. I think we're just gonna continually get more and more names added on instead of. I think at this point we should just call it Bruins Girlies, but I think this is funnier.
No, I think this is funny.
I mean, I think we have to go with the obvious answer.
Yeah.
Of mine is Rachel. I mean,
Mine's M. Whoa.
I think we have to go with the co-host of the podcast.
I mean, that's not like in like a disrespectful way to anyone else. It's just like if I have to answer it, I'll probably say that because I'm kind of on a podcast.
We kind of text 24/7.
Yeah. So maybe M. Or maybe not.
Maybe. Okay.
Maybe it's me. Actually, no, I'm my favorite person in the chat.
You're your own favorite person.
Yeah.
So real.
But yeah. That is
Okay, so the next question is from Sanctuary at Allie. What do y'all do during intermissions? Personally, I cram cooking dinner or finding something to eat.
Usually what my intermissions look like are it depends on the day.
And how the Bruins are doing.
For me, first intermission usually looks like one of two things. Either me and my dad finishing a hockey game that we started on NHL 24 before the game. We'll usually do like the third period at first intermission. Either it's that, or if I was too busy before the game, I run upstairs and shower in 18 minutes. Second intermission, I usually just sit on the couch and go on my phone for like 20 minutes.
Yeah, first
I'll edit, I'll like go over because I get a lot of clips. I clip a lot of stuff in the game, so I'll usually crop them, start thinking. Sometimes I start editing if it's like something really big that happened in the game. That's it.
During first, usually I'm just scrolling on Twitter, feeding the people running Twitter, slaying the day away. But I do occasionally during first intermission, like go get something to eat. Last night it happened to be chips and queso.
God.
And yeah, so I was munching on chips and queso during yesterday's intermission. Who knows what it'll be this intermission because I ran out of chips and queso.
Oh, that's so unfortunate.
And my mom went to the store today and did not get more because I didn't ask for more. This is not me blaming her. I'm putting the blame on me. But it really just depends on how the Bruins are doing, how hungry I am. Sometimes you do homework, depending on how much homework I have to do.
Yeah.
Okay, so this next question is from Lauren at Boss Bruins HC.
Hey.
We love you. She said, I don't really have any questions. Just get out of a lab, and I don't think I have a brain, but keep slaying.
Thank you.
Thank you. I will say, I looked to see if we had any more questions during intermission on like the last chance to ask questions thing, and I saw that and maybe started tearing up, just a tad bit, just a tiny bit. I love compliments if you couldn't tell.
Can't get them. Oh God,
okay.
Maybe I shouldn't go to practice. Maybe I'll start crying.
I won't cry on the spot, but I will
after.
Like, just freak out. No, when I talked to Mason Lorai's dad, there were tears in my eyes after we walked away.
No, literally me. Me and Ken, bro.
The next 3 questions are from Rob. Shelf did not ask any this time. What a surprise. No weird questions. The last question is some major Rob lore development. If you guys have been following the extreme Rob lore of this podcast, this is big. This is breaking news. We're going to be spreading breaking news.
I have no idea what is about to be said.
Okay, so the first question is, please say something nice about Bergie.
I love him.
I love him. He was our captain he was such a leader. I could go on.
He was the captain. We are struggling without him.
Yes.
He wasn't just the captain. He was the captain. He is
yes, Chara was also a great captain, but like the thing is like Chara and Bergie were basically co-captains the entire time,
Exactly.
but you just can't have two C's.
Exactly. Like, literally, Bergie is like he was the captain. He is Mr. Selkie. He is everything.
No, he's Mr. Bergeron, because I don't know about you, but that's definitely becoming the Bergeron show.
It should just be called the Bergeron Trophy at this point.
I mean, he's won it 6 times, so
that's a handful.
Just a couple times.
I hope this fulfilled your request.
I hope you find this fitting.
I have nothing but nice things to say about Patricia.
Yeah. The next question is also thoughts on Potsy on the 4th line.
Okay.
I mean it makes sense with how many players that we have that I don't see them being able to be put down onto the 4th line.
I really that that's the only place he's gonna fit right now is there.
Yeah.
And
him being out on the wing recently will help him it's newer for him because he's obviously played it before. But I think it'll get him more ice time because we obviously have too many centers, so putting them on the wings can solve some of our problems.
Yeah. It'll be good. It's the most we can really do for him right now because we can't send him anywhere unless we send him down, back to Canada, which is not ideal for him. He's not gonna really develop.
Yeah.
He's still too young for the.
Are we ready for the last question?
Ready for this Rob?
Breaking Rob news. It's one sentence. Hampus is growing on me.
What?
I know. Shelf is gonna lose his shit.
No way! Guys, I'm actually baffled. What?
Yeah.
No, he did not.
He did.
Oh my god.
I'm turning my camera around her right now. Hampus is growing on me. Copied straight from the Google form.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Rob.
Rob, what caused this change? I need all the deets.
Us? Was it No, it wasn't us. We didn't release the episode yet.
Yeah, it wasn't us talking.
This is crazy.
Does he mean growing on him as a player or as?
Well, why would he need to grow on people?
His beige style?
I feel like this is pertaining to player.
Has he learned to appreciate the beige?
Or has he learned to appreciate the whole package?
Has he learned to appreciate that maybe Hampus isn't always the issue?
He's not.
He's just an issue quite often.
He's a liability, but
yeah,
most of our defense.
So is the specific undersized defenseman.
Yeah. Speaking of undersized defensemen.
Oh my god. Get it out of the way. Make your reference of the episode.
Matt Grzelcyk was on the bench right in front of me ago, and I was looking at him. I was like, "Wow!" And I was like, There's a video that I was taking where you could actually hear me say, "Look at his flow. It's literally falling out of his helmet." And you know who you can thank for that?
Who?
Sir Matthew Lepresti is who you can thank for that.
Vezina winner, Matthew Lepresti.
My Vezina Trophy winner, Matthew Lepresti. He actually posted to his story today on Instagram. For those of you who would like to know.
What was posted on his story?
If you would like to get services done, you can at 1-800-GET-HAIR. This podcast episode is sponsored by Dr. Lepresti.
Unofficially sponsored by Dr. Matthew
Just him.
Lepresti.
Not his company, just him.
Just him.
He just sucked me a 10.
Lepresti, if you want to come on the podcast, please do, because I think we have your biggest fan as my co-host.
His fan, Shelf replied to one of my replies. Hell tweeted about shooting or launching Mad Girls Look Into the Sun, and I said word, and he said, "What do you mean word? Bro lost his only supporter."
Bro lost his only supporter.
Literally, like, oh my god, I can't. Oh my god.
That's fucking gold.
It is. But yeah, 1-800-GET-HAIR, you guys.
Unofficial sponsor of the podcast.
Unofficial sponsor. Not hashtag not an ad, but it should be.
Hashtag not an ad. Hashtag should be, though.
Put some flow in your lettuce with Mad Girls Look Hair Doctor.
We've reached our quota.
We have we?
Don't. We've reached all the quotas we should reach today. Do not make us reach the other quota. There's no reason to bring him up.
Haven't we already, technically?
No!
Not officially.
His name has not been brought up, and you do not need to bring it up.
Wait, actually, he wasn't directly brought up, because I talked about Connor McDavid's mother.
Listen on YouTube or Spotify. I keep saying watch. Last time I posted the episode, like an episode was up, I literally said watch now on YouTube and Spotify.
Now. You were kind of panicking because of we ended it so fast.
No, I was saying when I posted it on Twitter.
Oh, on Twitter.
Yeah, I don't know if I said to watch on YouTube.
You can watch the picture.
You can watch the YouTube, but listen on Spotify.
You really can't watch much on YouTube unless you want.
Well, this episode we might be able to.
Yeah, this episode I think I might edit it down.
But yeah, hope you had fun listening. Talk to you later. Bye.
Toodles.
Toodles.